Welcome back to TesLUCKY, the YouTube channel where you can follow the adventures of Lucky the Tesla. And where today we are filming our fourth series in the Talk Tesla Time series. Welcome back, Rob. It's great to see you.
Great to see you too, Jen.
There's a lot to talk about today, isn't there?
Absolutely. It was a big week.
It's a big, big week. So let me tell you, we have three topics for today. We're going to be talking about the Cybertruck. We're going to be talking about the Cybertruck, and we're going to be talking about the Cybertruck, because that's all anybody talking about Tesla is talking about right now is the Cybertruck. Isn't that right?
That's correct. That's a good schedule.
It was exciting to see the unveil. A few things came out of it that took a few people by surprise, including Elon himself. So we're going to get to that, of course, in our discussion. What was your first reaction to seeing the Cybertruck, Rob?
My first reaction was a little bit of shock, although he did say it was going to have the Blade Runner theme. So I kind of understood that it would be unique, but it's so different than anything that they made that I was shocked. But it's totally grown on me. I could see, myself buying one at some point, and it's super interesting.
Yeah. I had a very similar reaction. I mean, when I first saw it, I thought it looked pretty weird. And then I too heard about the Blade Runner inspiration, but I actually heard the Blade Runner combined with The Spy Who Loved Me. And Roger Moore is my favorite Bond. The Spy Who Loved Me is one of my favorite Bond movies. And Carly Simon sings the theme song to that movie. And I named Carly after Carly Simon. So when I heard The Spy Who Loved Me was part of the inspiration, that brought me, about 10% closer to adjusting to the unusual look of the vehicle, because it does look like it belongs on Mars.
Yes, it's unique.
And so then I showed it to Storm, and Storm is a pickup guy, and he had a very interesting reaction to it. I think that his first reaction was, we are soon going to be seeing this all over the road because it's so different. Like, I don't know if it's the kind of pickup truck that he himself would want to buy. He might be better suited for a more traditional, like GM or Ford electric pickup truck in the future. But he said that he predicted that we were soon going to see these all over the road, that people are different. They like different.
I think he's right. And we know by the reservation numbers that it's probably going to happen that way.
Yeah. What are the reservation numbers looking like?
I think he tweeted yesterday 146,000 so far.
Wow.
Pretty incredible.
Yeah. Do you know what that represents in terms of revenue to Tesla?
Well, I think they're getting $100 per, so maybe it's $14 million or something now.
In the reservations.
But then you got to figure that maybe the average price of the vehicle will be like 50,000. So I'm not sure how many billions that is, but it's a lot. It's going to move their market cap. And what I saw from the investors talking was that they're figuring it's going to be about 5% of their deliveries will be the Cybertruck.
Okay, very interesting. Well, Carly wants one. She's now torn with whether she should get the 3 or the Cybertruck when she turns 16. So stay tuned for that, monumental decision in our family.
I love it. I love it.
But I know you've selected 3 specific stories within the story of the Cybertruck to discuss for Talk Tesla Time today. So what's the first topic?
Okay, so the first one is thought it was super interesting that the new materials that they're using in this vehicle. So the first thing that they're using is the body is going to be ultra hard, 30 times cold rolled stainless steel, which is just amazing, the durability of it. And they've got that from using it at SpaceX. They use it on the Starship rockets. So there's that overlap where, because he's running multiple companies, the engineering and the materials can, you can get comfortable using it and then be able to use it in other areas. And I think that's just awesome, just how durable it's going to be is incredible. The other thing that's new is the dashboard. The interesting thing about the dashboard is when people were doing their test rides, they were saying how beautiful it was, but nobody could specifically say, the people that worked at Tesla, what was in it. But this is what it's described as. It looks like a marble slab, like you would see on a high-end hotel or house, just really smooth and perfect. But supposedly it's a composite made of paper, and it's somehow porous. So it has a really unique look, and I just think it's so interesting that when Tesla comes out with something, it's always kind of new. It's not a previous version of anything. Like, they're not always using the same material in every vehicle. So to me, that's really exciting. And then the other thing, which most people know about now, is the armored glass, which is ultra strong glass and polymer layered. So the big thing to me was that there's 3 new materials in a vehicle, and it's just great. So that was the one big thing that I saw.
That is so interesting too, that they're using the materials from SpaceX, that there's so much crossover, if you will, from an engineering perspective between the two companies. That's incredible.
Yeah, definitely.
So cool. Okay, so they're making the Cybertruck out of completely new materials. It's very, innovative and different from anything on the market. That's pretty neat.
Yep.
What else do you want to talk about with the Cybertruck?
Okay, so number 2 is the ability to manufacture it. So a lot of the discussion came when you look at the vehicle and you see these sharp angles. People went to both sides of the equation. A lot of people were writing the day after that it's going to be impossible to manufacture, it's going to be super difficult, they're going to have all kinds of problems. But I don't really think that's the case. I have a feeling that Elon and Tesla have learned their lesson from the Model X and making the Falcon Wing doors, and then a lot of the challenges that they had with the Model 3 and the robots, not being able to connect the wires just right and all the delays. I think this time they know ahead of time that they built something that is going to be easy to manufacture. So the design, the shape, and the steel and all that might look funky and it might throw people off. But when they priced it at $39,900 for the base model, they have to know that it's going to be easy to manufacture. So to me, that was super interesting.
How does that compare to the base price of the Y?
The base price of the Y, I think, is going to be 42, so it's going to be a little higher. Yeah.
So it's actually coming in between the 3 and the Y, the price point.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's going to be, I think my belief is that the manufacturing is going to go really well, because they wouldn't have come out with it that way if they didn't. The other interesting thing about the manufacturing, if you noticed on the vehicle, which a lot of people didn't, there's no side mirrors.
I read something about that it's like a camera, it's like a video instead.
Yeah, on the rear view mirror. But the thing about the no side mirrors is that's not legal right now. So it's going to be fun to watch. It makes it super aerodynamic, but it's not legal. So the question is going to be, before the end of 2021, theoretically 2 years from now, what's going to change in that dynamic. So that was, I found really interesting too.
Never a dull moment, is it?
No, not at all.
I did read about no side mirrors, and it struck me like visually, but I did not think about the fact that there was some sort of like legal element to that. So
yeah,
stay tuned, right?
Exactly.
And what else from the unveiling struck you as interesting, Rob?
So number 3 was, for the first time, all the other products that they've unveiled, there's been a lot of talk about the battery specifications. They go into detail about what the battery is going to be and how it's going to work. This time they gave the mileage report and the 0 to 60 times and things like that, but they didn't talk about the details of the battery. And I found that super interesting, because it seems like they might be waiting to talk about it because they have a battery and powertrain investor day planned for February or March
Mm-hmm.
of next year. So in like 3 months, they're going to have a special day, just like they did with the autonomy day. They're going to have a
Right.
special battery and powertrain. And I think the information is going to come out then. And when we get that information, it's going to be new and different also. So they have the Maxwell technology, where they bought that company, and they have another couple projects that they're working on. So I think we're going to find out some really interesting information about the battery that wasn't brought up in the unveil at the Battery and Powertrain Investor Day.
Okay. And the base model for the Cybertruck has a range of about 250, isn't that right?
That's correct. Yeah.
And then you can upgrade to some of the, higher range options.
Yeah, I think it goes 250 for the one motor, 350 for the two motor, and then 500 for the three motor.
Okay.
And, the fact that you bring that up is kind of different also. This time they're starting with the base model, and then the other models are going to come later. So in the past, Tesla's always released the higher cost products and then work their way down.
Mm-hmm.
But I think now that they're at such a stable place as a company and they're maturing and getting better at everything, now they're coming out with the lower price first and then building up to the higher price. So that's interesting too.
Now, the first time you heard the name Cybertruck, did that name take you by surprise because it's a departure from the typical like model this, model that naming structure with Tesla?
I didn't think about it, but that's a really good point. Yeah.
Maybe people will call it the Model C for short.
Maybe.
I don't know. And then it can be like C sexy. You know what I mean?
Well, somebody will probably make up a good name for it. That's for sure. Maybe that one will stick.
Okay, maybe Model C will stick. You never know.
Yeah.
But it was such an interesting week, and I want to put up a tweet on the screen because I mean we have to address the elephant in the room with Tesla right now is the metal balls like breaking the glass. I mean even Carly and her sixth grade classmates were talking about that this week. And I want to hear your theories on this, Rob. But first, let me just put up the tweet of the episode from Elon is relating to this. He's got a sense of humor about it, but he also shows in a video on Twitter, Franz throws steel ball at Cybertruck window right before launch. It doesn't say it in the tweet, but I read somewhere else that they tested it 5 times, before the unveiling. And then Elon writes, guess we have some improvements to make before production. Ha ha. And I mean, the way Elon handled it, his initial reaction and then his follow-up reaction of like, well, at least the metal balls didn't go all the way through and hit the passenger in the head. I mean, he was looking for something, good to say about it. But, his reaction was priceless. But like you said earlier, they're using all new materials here. And we know Tesla is a company that is willing to take risks, right?
That's it. Yes, exactly. They're always pushing the boundaries.
Specifically relating to what happened there?
Oh, so I think one thing was they did it multiple times, testing it, and then maybe it causes microfractures in the glass. So even though they did it and it didn't happen at that one time, it's possible. Then I heard another theory that was unique in the fact that they hit the truck with the sledgehammer a couple times on the door, and that might have made the glass kind of sink down a little bit. And when you throw the ball, then it's not perfectly in the frame and it can cause a crack. If you notice when they did the test and they dropped the balls, every time they dropped the ball, they tightened up all the sides of the glass that was on the table.
Yeah.
So those are the two theories. Who knows? Maybe they'll come out with a reason, but I'm sure when the time comes, it's going to be the best glass you can buy in a vehicle,
Well, I tell you, I don't want Franz coming anywhere near Lucky with a sledgehammer or with any like metal balls, because we just got her back from the body shop after 28 days in the body shop, and she looks beautiful. You can't tell that anything, you know, ever happened. And in fact, they fixed another, I haven't had a chance to film our final blog series, which I will be doing within the next couple of days, but they fixed a previous dent from the previous owner in the process. So she actually looks better than she did, you know, the day I took possession of her. But I would not want to see
Fantastic.
yeah, I would not want to see the Franz sledgehammer Tesla.
No,
No, no,
no.
please no.
And I do have one recommendation in case anybody from Tesla ever listens to this, but when I watched the unveil, the one thing that I was missing was the look of the vehicle from every possible angle, because they basically just drove it on stage and you only saw one side of the vehicle. So my recommendation in the future is to have it come up and end up on some type of rotating platform where while Elon's talking, the vehicle will turn around. So you'll see it from the front, from the other side, from the back. And, you know, that might have also helped in the fact that if you break the windows, then while it's spinning around, you could just stop it on the other side, you know. But I think that's a good learning, and maybe they'll consider it for the future.
Yeah, and I love the idea of somebody from Tesla watching Talk Tesla Time. We appreciate everyone who takes the time to watch TesLUCKY and to watch specifically, you know, this discussion that Rob and I have been having for the past, you know, couple of episodes, going back and forth with the latest Tesla news. We would really love to hear people's opinions in the comments below, if they like the format, if they have any suggestions for the format, and also just people's reactions to the Cybertruck. I mean, we really want these videos to generate a discussion, and I really thoroughly enjoy all of the interactions that I have had with the viewers of TesLUCKY. So if you're watching, please don't be shy. Leave us a comment if you want to let us know with a thumbs up or a thumbs down what you think of the video. We're open to that as well. So thank you again, Rob, for taking time out of your schedule to research the topics, and always enjoy hearing your thoughts about Tesla.
Thanks. Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
So the last thing I will say is that if you already have a Tesla, or if you're thinking about buying a Tesla, if you're thinking about buying a Cybertruck, if you're or if you're just curious about electric vehicles in general, please subscribe to TesLUCKY. All of our videos are Tesla related, and we look forward to seeing you back here in approximately 2 weeks for the next episode of Talk Tesla Time. So have a great day, Rob. Have a great day, you too. Bye.